back to the 80s. What's up, guys? GeorgeTheCloud here. My name's Jorge, aka George. Welcome to the channel and welcome to my life. 10,000 Maniacs in my tribe full album reaction. That's right. I'm going over every song. This is going to be a longer video, so if you have to use the bathroom, do it now. Big shout out to Raymundo for the request and the coffee. I really appreciate all the support and also for being a patron. Everyone else, if you would like to support my music journey, check out the Patreon over here. It makes a huge difference. So I have reacted to 10,000 Maniacs before, as well as Natalie Merchant and her solo work. You can just find it on my channel looking up, the names. And just 2 weeks ago, I actually reacted to the full Blind Man's Zoo album. So if you want to get the full scoop, check out the video over there. I give you my opinion, my thoughts, and my questions. So here we go. I did read Raymundo's comment about the album and some of the songs, so I have that information, but I'm just going to read a little bit about it here. So, In My Tribe is the third studio album from the American alternative rock band 10,000 Maniacs, released on July 27, 1987 by Elektra Records. It was their second major label album and their first to achieve large-scale success. John Lombardo, Natalie Merchant's songwriting partner on previous albums, had left the band in 1986, and In My Tribe saw Merchant begin to collaborate with the other members of the band, most notably with Rob Buck. Okay, so their second major album to achieve success. And I guess I'm going backwards. I'll probably check out the other two albums at some point. So, all right, here we go. Exciting, I don't think I have heard any of these songs. Let's see. Don't Talk, maybe it's the only one I have heard. Yes, I did react to that one. All the others, I don't think I have heard. So it's going to be a first-time reaction. I'll try to keep the comments kind of, under control so that this video doesn't spiral out of control and take 5 hours. But yeah, let's get into it. First song here. What's the matter here? All right. Well, let's go. Grab some popcorn, fill up your water, put your headphones on. And let's get this party started.
That young boy without a name, anywhere I'd know his face. In this city, the kid's my favorite. I've seen him, I see him every day. Seen him run outside looking for a place to hide from his father, the kid half naked. Said to myself, oh, what's the matter here? I'm tired of the excuses everybody uses. He's their kid, I stay out of it. But who gave you the right to do this? We live on Morgan Street, just 10 feet between, and his mother, I never see her, but it screams and curses. I hear them every day. Threats like, if you don't mind, I will beat on your behind. Slap you silly, make me say, oh, what's the matter here? I'm tired of the excuses everybody uses. He's your kid, do as you see fit. you don't sit in your chair, I'll take this belt from around my waist. And don't you think that I won't ever sit down to me and take your time? What could be the other crime he could to it so young in age? If I'm the only witness to your madness, offer me some words to balance out what I see and what I hear. Oh, these cold and rolling things that you do, I suppose you do because it belongs to you. And instead of loving the feel of warmth, you've given him these cuts and sores that don't heal with time or with age. And I want to say what's the matter here? But I don't dare say what's the matter here? But I don't dare say.
Whoa. Goes right into the next song. I remember I did react to this song, actually. And I know what it's about, at least, my comments on it. If you guys want, the full commentary, you can go back to that reaction. But it's about child abuse. I mean, it's very clear by the way she tells the story here, and it's like, we're literally seeing it from her point of view, right? She goes outside, she hears the screaming, the kids half naked, I'll slap you silly, the shouting, the screams, the cussing every day, she says. And even, pointing out particularly, we live on Morgan Street, just 10 feet between and his mother. I never see her. And it's like all those little details make this song very specific, and you get inside the story. It's tough. I don't agree with hitting children, but it is a dilemma, right? About how you should discipline your children. So one of the lines here, she says, let's see. And I want to say, what's the matter here? But I don't dare say, what's the matter here? I don't dare say. And that hesitation right there, I think most of us can feel, because what would you do in that situation, right? You go outside, you see it, some neighbors, kids running around, it's chaos, and they're hitting their kid and shouting and stuff like that. Do you interfere, or do you just let it happen? I mean, each family, each household is its own democracy, I guess, its own little world. Hopefully everything should be, above, the, legal, and everyone has their own thoughts, opinions, how you should raise children, what's the appropriate thing to do. But it's very true what she says here. Instead of love, the feel of warmth, you've given him these cuts and sores that won't heal with time or age. Not just physical, of course, but the emotional scars, psychological, right? That really sticks with you. Even more, a lot more than the physical wounds. So that's concerning. But yeah, man, she's starting off so strong already. The first song, and it's like a very deep and like serious topic. Okay, yeah, it's Natalie Merchant and 10,000 Maniacs. So let's move on to the next song here. Hey Jack Kerouac. Okay, let's see. This one I have never heard. Oh wait, now that I'll just tell you right now. Yes, so I reacted to What's the Matter Here. I reacted to Like the Weather and Don't Talk. Pretty sure just those. Okay. San Francisco Beat Boys.
Now they sit and rattle their bones and think of their bloodstone days. You chose your words for miles out. Babes got lost in the world. Their hip flash slinging madman, steaming cafe floods. In Chinatown, howling at night.
They always have this interval segment where they have some sort of solo or instrumentation going on. I have narrowed it down to like the middle part of the song. I always see it right in the timeline here. Same with the Blind Man's Zoo album. Okay, they have their structure down.
Alan, baby, why so jaded? Have the boys all grown up and their beauty faded? Billy, what a saint they've made you. Just like Mary down in Mexico on All Souls Day. He chose your words from miles out. Babes got lost in the woods. Cool jump booting madman, street-minded girls in Harlem, howling at night. What a tasty shock of the world. You've gone away without saying goodbye.
What a line right here. Cool junk booting madmen, street-minded girls in Harlem howling at night. This is one of the songs that Raymundo wrote about here. I'm just going to read what he had to say about it because it was very specific. So he says, this song is a sort of homage to the famous beatniks, Beat Generation writers and poets, specifically Jack Kerouac, right here. Okay, yeah, it's like it says his name. Allen Ginsberg and William Burroughs. She acknowledges their influence, avant-garde lifestyles, and while being critical of their ego, self-destructive tendencies, and questions their legacy. She's real. I mean, yeah, she doesn't really hide. She has like no filter in the best possible way, right? You have things to say, you say them, you know, with all due respect and stuff like that. But yeah, the fact that, you know, she would pay tribute to him, right, for like what I just read, the influence of beatnik, which by the way I'm not super familiar with. I have heard about it, seen some comments, and I reacted to one video that was kind of beatnik style from the 1950s on the channel. I'm forgetting which one. I think it was Judy something. Well, anyway. And they say they were like the hippies of, you know, the day. Avant-garde, kind of exploring, you know, artistic forms. And so that's cool. But then she is, you know, saying what happened to you, right? Maybe you got too big and then you just kind of faded out. You've gone away without saying goodbye. And it's kind of rough, right? I wonder if Jack did Jack ever hear this? I don't think he would be alive to have heard the song. No. From 1922 to 1969. Well, he was not here with us to listen to the song, but I wonder, you know, what he thinks, or like his family, what they would say about it. All right, well, now we move on to the next. Like the Weather. So I reacted to this one a long time ago, probably one of the first songs ever that I reacted to the Maniacs. Don't remember it that well. Oh, that little, like a little jingle.
Color of the sky as far as I can see is cold gray.
Lyrics.
I lift my head from the pillow and then fall again. Shiver in my bones just thinking about the weather. A quiver in my lip as if I might cry. Oh, by the force of will, my lungs are filled, and so I breathe. Lately it seems this big bed is where I never leave. Shiver in my bones just thinking about the weather. A quiver in my voice as I cry. What a cold and a rainy day. Where on earth is the sun hid away? I hear the sound of a noon bell chime. Well, I'm far behind. You put in about half a day. Wow, here I lie with a shiver in my bones just thinking about the weather. A quiver in my voice as if I might cry. What a cold and a rainy day. Where on earth is the sun hid away?
You know, this is very relatable to me right now because right now in, you know, where I live, it's just been raining. You know, the days are cloudy and in the morning there's a bit of sunshine, but then after lunch you just know that it's going to get dark, it's going to rain, and you have to plan accordingly. So yeah, I get the vibes here, the mood.
Do I need someone here to scold me, or do I need someone who'll grab and pull me out of four-poster Delta holding downward? For it's such a long time since my better days. I say my prayers nightly. This will pass away. The color of the sky is gray as I can see through the
Now you
blinds.
see, looking at my blinds right now.
Lift my head from the pillow and then fall again. Shiver in my bones just thinking about the weather. A quiver in my voice as if I might cry. A cold and a rainy day. Where on earth is the sun hid away? A cold and a rainy day. A shiver, quiver, and tighten wake.
Like I said, this song is hitting the spot right now. I'm going to a friend's birthday party after this, but it's just like I get, you know, that feeling where you're at home, you're comfortable, you look at your bed, and you know, looking out the window here with the blinds, and it's cloudy, it's dark, I'm like, I wanna stay here, you know? But also, this song is probably one of the most playful that I have seen from the Maniacs. And I was actually thinking about my childhood, right? When I used to be, let's say, 12 years old in middle school and waking up to a snow day, right? I used to live in Boston, and in the winter it snowed a lot, and that was like the best feeling. So it's a little bit different now. As an adult, you have responsibilities. You have to go out, run errands and stuff like that. Buy some groceries. But as a child, it's like, oh, it's we can't go outside. Great, I'll just stay here. I'll sleep a little bit longer, and yeah, it just made me think of like snow days when I was a child. And I think this is a good song to introduce to the younger generation, right? Because the other songs, of course, are way more delicate. This one feels just like a nice little jingle. You could play this to a child even, right? It's like, oh, take a look at this. These are the Maniacs. What do you think about this song? And it's like, yeah, it's a nice tune, I would say, for people of all ages, of course, but it definitely has like a more playful, childish element to it, at least in my eyes. Okay. Next up, Cherry Tree. All right. Upbeat.
Over your shoulder, please don't mind me. If my eyes are falling until your magazine. Oh, I've been watching and wondering why your face is changing with every line you read. For all those lines and circles, to me a mystery. Eve pulled down the apple and gave a taste to me. If she could, it would be wonderful. But my pride is in the way. I cannot be to save my life. I'm so ashamed to say. I live in silence, afraid to speak of my life in darkness, because I cannot be. For all those lines and circles, to me a mystery. Eve pulled down the apple and gave a taste to me. If she could, it would be wonderful. Then I wouldn't need someone else's eyes to see what's in front of me. No one guiding me. It makes me humble to be so green at what every kid can do when he learns A to Z. But all those lines and circles just frighten me, and I fear that I'll be trampled if you don't reach for me. Before I run, I'll have to take a fall. And when I pick myself up so slowly, I'll devour every one of those books in the tower of knowledge.
This whole song is about not being able to read. cherry tree. I mean, it doesn't give you much information. I was like, okay, what is this? Maybe it's gonna be about nature, some landscape, you know, a place, about struggling to read. All those lines and circles just frighten me, and I fear that I'll be trampled if you don't reach for me. And so, what is this tree? It's the tree of knowledge. And she says it right here. Where's the line that I am looking for? Eve, pull down the apple and give a taste to me. Adam and Eve. Wow. From the, you know, the tree, I think that's what it was, the tree of knowledge, the forbidden tree, right? And the apple is like, you know, you get the ability. It like opens up, you know, the possibility to read more knowledge, more information. Wow. That's kind of cool. I mean, it's so smart. I've said it so many times before. Natalie and the band, they are just thinkers, philosophers, and they just know how to put things into words that I would never have come up with this song. Sometimes, you know, I watch so much music, I listen, I read the lyrics, I study the history, etc. I'm thinking, man, maybe at this point I can write my own song. And then I look at something like this, I'm like, I am far away. I am so far away from songwriting. Would never have, you know, come up with this. And to call it cherry tree, man, I guess it's something to think about, because you know, there's people that struggle, adults, right? But you know, if you're a child, going back to the perspective of a child, you know, everything is like a big deal, right? Whatever happens. So if you're in school struggling to read and you see the other people, you know, kind of moving ahead and you're falling behind, you're like, man, I'm really, yeah, this sucks. Like, what am I gonna do? I can't read. And so that must be a big deal. But the sound of the song here, as with most of their, you know, their sound design, it's very like a nice tune type of vibe. It doesn't make me feel like, oh my god, you know, instant worry or something like that, or anxious. It's like they're talking about all these, you know, problems, maybe some struggles, not being able to read, whatever, but in like a fun way. This is why I'm saying this is another song that maybe, you know, for kids. And it does seem like, you know, something I would have heard for like just like children's storybooks type of vibe, you know what I mean? Or children's songs that, I mean, I haven't heard them in a while, but it's like it goes like that. Okay. Well, that is that. Next song, The Painted Desert. I still always get confused with desert and dessert, right? What's the spelling there? Completely different things, but it's like, does anyone else have that issue? Like, how many S's, right? All right.
The painted desert can wait till summer. We played this game of just too much and long enough. Wait till summer when our shoulder rain has ended, the blooms have gone. Everyone hailed, but the morning frost is a cactus blooming there in every roadside stand where the big deal is cowboy.
Sorry to pause it here. I'm trying to look at the lyric. I think there's some sort of glitch here, some sort of mistake. The Painted Desert, but it's giving me the lyrics to Don't Talk, which is the song that comes up next. Now what's going on here, YouTube? Come on, I'm paying for YouTube Music here. It's stuck. That one's fine. All right. Well, if somebody from YouTube is watching, just know that you have the lyrics wrong for The Painted Desert from In My Tribe album. Somebody please fix that. Okay. Just look it up over here.
The painted desert can wait till summer. We played this game of just imagine long enough. Wait till summer when our shoulder rain has ended, the blooms have gone. Everyone hailed by the morning frost. Is a cactus blooming there in every roadside stand where the big deal is cowboy gear sewn in Japan. The painted desert can wait till summer. We played this game of just imagine long enough. Wait till summer when I'm sure the rain has ended, the blooms have gone. Everyone hailed by the morning frost. Is a cactus blooming there upon the northern rim, or in the ruins of the Hopi Mesa Dam?
The ruins of the Hopi. I remember reading about this Native American tribe, the Hopi Indians. Wow, what a throwback.
Ruins of the Hopi Mesa Dam. You met a new friend in the canyon, or so you wrote on a blanket in the cooling sand. You and your friend agreed that the stars were so many there, they seem to overlap. The painted
Stars.
desert can wait till summer. We played this game of just imagine long enough. Wait till summer when I'm sure the rain has ended, the blooms have gone. Everyone killed by the morning frost. Was a cactus blooming there as you watched the native boy in a Flagstaff tailor coat? You wrote the line. He kicked a tumbleweed and his mother called him home, where the Arizona moon met the Arizona sun. I wanted to be there by me at the latest time. Isn't that the plan we had, or have you changed your mind? I haven't heard a word from you since Phoenix or Tucson. April is over, will you tell me how long before I can be there? I can be there.
That vibrato that she does with her voice, be there, reminds me of Shakira a lot. The Painted Desert. She definitely painted a picture here describing, what it would be like to be, in the desert, in the summertime, the stars overlapping, the cactus, just like very very visual with the description, but also there's some sort of like historical element here. She says, in Flagstaff trailer court, you wrote the line, he kicked a tumbleweed and his mother called him home, where the Arizona moon met the Arizona sun. That is so specific. I don't know if that's from maybe like a popular novel or something like that. I wanted to be there by May. It's like, okay, you had to be there in the summer, right? To be able to appreciate the desert, because in the winter it would prove to be fatal, as it says here. How many people? Everyone killed by the morning frost. See, that's something I forget about these places. How, yes, in the summer they're like extremely hot weather, but in the winter, or even, late at night, the temperature just drops so quickly and so much, and that's why you see, people that get stranded. It's like little possibility to survive on your own, and I'm like, man, that's crazy to think about. I've never been. I'm not like a camping type of guy. I do watch a channel on YouTube called The Outdoor Boys. Highly recommended. The guy is absolutely legendary, and he goes on camping trips. He lives in Alaska, and really, he just like, he teaches so well how to be out there. But it just reminded me a lot of that lifestyle. Just the outdoor, camping, boots on the ground, shovel in hand. Come on, let's build this, this camp thing. And that's what I'm thinking. But yeah, there's some sort of like historical element here, because she mentions the ruins of the Hopi Mesa Dance. And it's just like some other things that she mentioned here about, back in time when the Native Americans used to live there, inhabit those lands that the white man took away from them. So it's maybe that's the point she's trying to make here. It's like, okay, it was those people's home back then, and now it's ours for like just for tourism and camping. That could be it. I'm gonna lean with that one. All right, let's go on to the next one. By the way, guys, if you have any information, feel free to comment down below, right? Because it's, if I were to look everything up, then this video would be too long. But I always enjoy reading about what people have to say. So next up we have Don't Talk, which I have reacted to.
Don't talk, I will listen. Don't talk, you keep your distance. I'd rather hear some truth tonight than entertain your lies. So take your poison silently. Let me be. Let me close my eyes. Don't talk, I'll believe it. Don't talk, listen to me instead. I know that if you think I've been both long enough and hard, they'll take you down your troubles in. Is the trouble you're in now?
Okay, I remember this one now.
Talk about it. You talk as if you care. But when your talk is over, tilt that bottle in the air. Tossing back more than your share. Don't talk, I can guess it.
Oh, that's a nice sound. That right there was my favorite segment out of the entire album. Just a very nice, guitar riff and the drumming going on in the background. Doom, doo, 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 tch, doom, doo, doo, tch, tch. Reminds me of like surfing or something like that. Maybe do the Beach Boys have a similar song to this? It's a very, very awesome to listen to. I like it. Don't Talk. So from what I remember, this is about dealing with somebody who is drunk, right? And the fact that she's going about it so passively, so gentle. This is why I'm saying Natalie has like a motherly attribute to her that it kind of eases the situation when it needs to be eased. It's like she has her different moods, temperaments, and sometimes she's very direct. She's like, okay, let's what is this? What is happening here? Other times she's like, okay, you know what? Let's talk about it. And other times she's just like, you know what? Don't talk. I was sleeping. Don't talk. Let me go on dreaming. But she says it in a way that's kind of appropriate for the situation without blowing it out of proportions. And I'm thinking, what would this song sound like if it was written today? The lyrics would be so much harsher. They'd be saying like, shut the F up and all these other things. And because it's dealing with somebody who's clearly has had too much to drink, and it's annoying. If you've been in that situation, they just keep on talking and making stuff up and being incoherent. And it's like she says it, your talk is the finest I have heard. But I think this is being ironic. It's like, oh, your sweet talk and all this that you're doing, it doesn't really mean anything because you're out of it. How about you just calm down? We'll talk in the morning, and that's that. Okay. All right. Don't Talk. So many different topics. Any type of topic you can think of, they have written about it. Okay. Gun Shy. I think this is about her younger brother. I'm just gonna double check here. Raymundo wrote about it. Let me see. Where am I going? Yeah, it's about her younger brother, Jude. I didn't know she had a brother. I wonder what happened to him? He was not a musician? He could have joined the band. Okay, let's go. It's like some sort of flute.
Past 8 weeks I can tell
I don't mean to spoil your homecoming, but baby brother, you should expect me to.
Stop in battle, safety taker is your gun. So now does your heart pitter pat with a patriotic sound when you see the stripes out, oh glory waving. Well, I knew, I could see, it was all cut and dried to me. There were soldiers' blue blood streaming inside your veins. There is a world outside of this room, and when you meet it, promise me you won't meet it with your gun taking me. What don't mean to argue, it made a decent boy of you. That don't mean to spoil your homecoming, my baby brother Jude. What don't mean to hurt you, seeing this again. They're so good at making soldiers, but they're not as good at making men.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. They're so good at making soldiers, but they're not so good at making men. Ugh. That, I mean, how many people did that send flying back? Man, shots fired. No pun intended here. So the song is about her younger brother joining the military, right? Leaving the house. She mentions the haircut, the army green, like the transformation. And I could see how tough this was on her as an older sister, especially the big difference of personalities, I have to imagine, right? It's Natalie Merchant, songwriter, lyricist, musician, we know what she stands for. And her younger brother, it's like, oh, no, you know what? I'm going to join the military. So that has to, have caused great pain to her. And you could see it here. She says, I don't mean to spoil your homecoming, but you should expect me to. I'm just going to say it out loud. I don't mean to hurt you by saying this again. They're so good at making soldiers, but they're not so good at making men. So, that it's another iffy topic, right? The military, people joining to be patriotic, to fight for their country and stuff like that. But of course, the world is different. I can't really, say much about it because I've never been in that situation, right? I can only speculate. I've never joined the army. I've never, been close to the military at all, right? Nobody in my family, just nobody. I am more, artistic, so very, very different. But yeah, the fact that now her brother is coming back, and she says here, my baby brother Jude. So this is said with affection here. She clearly, loves him. She wants to protect him as a younger brother, and she wants the best for him. And in her eyes, the military is probably not the place. Okay, gun shy. Man, this is... I wonder what her brother thinks about this. Is there anything about that? What does Jude... What does Natalie Merchant's brother think about gun shy? Natalie Merchant's brother did not publicly share positive thoughts on Gunshai, the 1987 song she wrote about him joining the army. According to a Believer magazine interview, he received significant flack and was tortured by colleagues in Germany over the lyrics, which critiqued his decision to become a soldier. And so that maybe like backfired on him. Again, no pun intended. Tortured by his colleagues in Germany. That's not what you want to hear. Oh boy. Well, what are you gonna do? All right, my sister Rose is next. Who is she going to roast next? All right, her sister. And of course, I'm joking. She's not. I mean, she's doing it. She's clearly. It's coming from a place of love. All right, my sister Rose. Does she have a sister? Some trumpets.
Big plans are being made for my sister's wedding day. We'll have a ball at the Sons of Roma Hall. Family, friends, come one and all. First, the best man make a toast to Rocky and my sister Rose.
Rocky and Rose. This does sound very festive already, right? The trumpets, the cha-cha-cha, the moving, the salsa, like I could tell this is in form of celebration. I have to pause it here because this line is intriguing. Uncle Sam and Uncle Joe take their places in the row. They're standing side to side for dollar dances with the bride. It sounds like something that could be taken as at face value, but also symbolic, since, you know, Uncle Sam representing, like, you know, the man sitting upstairs, you know, the United States of America, and Uncle Joe. And then she mentions the dollar dances with the bride. I'm thinking. Some finger style going on there.
Now they cut the 5-tier cake.
5 tiers?
He can bake a frosted tower of sugar and flour for the couple of the hour. Book the tango, everyone. Cha-cha, mambo, rose and rock along. She was born to wear that gown. Sister Rose, take your mother's place. Trade your home and your maiden name for a list of vows and a veil of lace. Made a wife of you today, but you're my sister Rose the same.
It sounds like a solid wedding song, and it's clearly celebrating the, you know, the wedding of her sister Rose, if that is, you know, her actual sister. However, I can't help but think of something deeper right? Because it's never just, you know, cut and dry with this band. There's always something behind it, some, you know, message or symbolism and stuff like that. The way she was phrasing some of the lines, like, trade your home and your maiden name for a list of vows and a veil of lace, made a wife of you today. It's almost like saying, yes, I mean, you're getting married, but now you're gonna be like a stereotypical wife, right? Now you have a husband, now you're gonna drift apart from the family, you're gonna just kind of fit this certain role that was created by society, right? And of course, nothing wrong with getting married. That's completely normal. But just how you go about it and continue on with your life, right? Does it change dramatically now that you know there's a lot of more, like, men are like sexist, right? You know, there's men that try to overpower. So that I'm thinking, there's so many thoughts in my head. You know, is she talking about maybe, you know, the, like, that's not gonna be the best choice for her now that she's getting married and she's gonna just be with Rocky? But I do find it festive, so maybe it is positive overall. This song I have a question mark about, and also because I find it odd that it would be that cheery, right, in the middle of all this, you know, especially after we just heard Gun Shy, Don't Talk, The Painted, like all these songs, and then they just throw in there like this celebration tune. I'm not sure about it. So next up, a campfire song. All right. A lie to say. Oh, this is the song collaboration with Michael Stipe, I think it was, the singer of REM. I hear his voice. I was thinking about what the song could possibly be about, because I was going into it like, oh, a campfire song, sure. But then I remembered, all right, it's not going to be that simple. And this line sticks out to me in particular. Never will he believe that his greed is a blinding ray. So throughout, there she pointed out, examples of greed. My mountain has coal veins and beds to dig. 500 men with axes, and they all dig for me. It's like, chopping away at our resources, our nature. This is maybe what it's about. I lied to say, she kept saying, I lied to say, I lied to say. No devil or redeemer can cheat him. He'll take his gold to where he's lying cold, 6 deep in the grave. What a hard line to follow up after, and then there's like a guitar solo, a nice little tune. See, the thing about this band I've come to learn is that they're sort of casual about their music, right? They're not trying to hit hard with the instruments, like, oh, look at this, these crazy hard drums, the way you would see maybe like Metallica, or look at this insane epic guitar solo with like Van Halen, or look at this crazy arrangement and everything we've created that like all these other rock bands, let's say from back in the 80s. They're going at it with the mental aspect, with the lyrics, with the message, and it's like, okay, here's a nice tune in the background, but then in front, Natalie just singing her heart out, with real, the big depth about it. And yes, I'm pretty sure this was Michael Stipe here as well. Sounded amazing, the two of them. Now I kind of wish that they had been together in a band. I can't unsee it now. It's like, man, this should have been the way. They really make a nice pair of vocals. Man, all right. Maybe they did collaborate in other songs. I'm pretty sure that's the one Raymundo referenced here in his message, that they collaborated. Yes. Okay, that's what it was. All right. Well, now we have City of Angels. All right. See, he also wrote the description there. I'll read it after.
Is this heaven? Heaven? Is this heaven? Heaven? Is this heaven? Where we are? See them walking. If you dare, oh, if you call that walking.
guitar right there. Oh, God. Plus, so the grass is not always greener on the other side, essentially. And I was gonna pull up these lyrics here that I think summarizes the song pretty well. These are sobering sights I've seen in the city of angels, have all been one rude awakening. That's, what I'm thinking about here, that basically pinpoints the issue of the situation where it's talking about Los Angeles, I'm pretty sure, and how, people at the time, this is back in 1987, probably saw the city as like, oh, this is the place to go, calm on down, everything's great over here. But then you see that it's not the reality. And I'm going to read the description that Raimundo sent me because, it's helpful. About disillusionment with Los Angeles as a place of decay and broken people, contrasting the city's heavenly name with the sobering sights and harsh realities of the city. I mean, it happens that, some places, they have their time, their golden era. But of course, it doesn't stay that way. I remember hearing so many songs about San Francisco, people moving over to San Francisco. 1969, 1970, everybody wanted to go to California, the hippie movement, right? That was the place to be. And it probably was at the time, right? But no longer, I would say. San Francisco is not the city it used to be. Los Angeles is not the city it used to be. New York is not the city it used to be. I think New York was like another good example. That maybe late 90s, pre 9/11 era, it was like the Big Apple, the big city, that's where you went for whatever. Now it's not, people, it's way too expensive. It's like blown out of proportion. There's too many people. There's too many things going on. So that can happen. And like, what are you gonna do? Just move on to the next city, I guess. But I like how, there is this irony, right? The city of angels. If somebody told you that, you had no idea, you lived in some other place in the world, had never been, and they're like, would you like to go to the city of angels? Like, your first thought would be like, man, this sounds magical. Sure. And then you get there and it's just like it actually reminds me of Elf, one of my favorite Christmas movies, right? When Buddy goes to New York and he's thinking, oh my God, he's coming from the North Pole to New York and he's gonna see his father and his family and stuff like that. And it's just like the advice from the one of the elves was like, don't eat the yellow snow, right? And then the disillusionment that came above him when he realized, this is just, what is this city? I was better in the North Pole. All right. Okay, that I think I've said enough there. Last but not least, Verdi Kreis. Verdi. Birdie? Birdie? That's is I'm thinking, is that maybe a classical music person that composed music? My words. Where are my words, right? Let alone my manners. But okay, let's get into it. Birdie Kreis. Who is Birdie? Piano.
The man in 119 takes his tea all alone. Mornings we all rise to our less Verdi cries. I'm hearing opera through the door. The souls of men and women impassioned of their voices climb and fall, battle trumpets call. I fill the bath and climb inside, singing alone. He will not touch their pastry, but every day they bring him more gold from the breakfast tray. I steal them all away and then go eat them on the shore. La, 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 la. La, 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 I draw a jackal-headed woman in the sand, sing of a lover's fate, sealed by jealous hate, and wash my hand in the sea. With just 3 days more, I'd have just about learned the entire score to either holidays must end, as you know. All is memory taken home with me, the opera, the stolen tea, the sand in the Virgin Sea all years ago.
Hmm. Well, this is kind of a calming way to end the album. However, there is a bit of a somber mood to it, and I think this is completely different from the rest of the other songs in this album. I think it is the only song here that has piano and also stringed instruments. I heard some, could be the violin, could be the cello there in the background, and it definitely has a classical feel. Maybe I wasn't that far off at the beginning. I don't know. I saw the name Verdi, and I thought, maybe a classical composer. There's going to be classical music, and we did get that. And also, her voice here was very delicate, very soft, very kind of light. Man, I'm going to have to look up this song. Verdi Cries Meaning. Nostalgic, atmospheric song reflecting on a solitary, romanticized memory from a young age. It describes a 20-year-old traveler on a Mallorcan holiday, eavesdropping on a neighbor listening to Giuseppe Verdi's opera Aida. That's what Giuseppe Verdi. Aida, I remember. And then she pointed out she says, I've had just about learned the entire score to Aida. Aida, creating a poignant blend of loneliness, culture, and passing time. But I think I was close. I was close then. And this came out of nowhere. Now it's making me feel like my mind is somewhere else. Now I'm thinking about classical music and about loneliness, the passing of time, nostalgia. As per you, nostalgia is such a it's such a big feeling, and it's very like a dilemma. You don't know how to feel about it. It's like, yes, you think fondly, maybe back in time, better times, etc. But it makes you feel a little bit sad to live now, like what you're missing from before. And it's like, well, you can't go back. You just have to continue, right? Well, there is the whole album. In My Tribe, we got plenty of combination here in terms of topics, important issues. I think in comparison to Blind Man's Zoo, this album feels a little bit more contained, more subtle. How did I describe it before? Kind of easygoing with the instrumentals, right? I think with Blind Man's Zoo, they kind of pushed a little bit, like they doubled down and they got stronger with their sound in that album, I have to say. But yeah, this one still had some bangers on here. If I had to pick my favorite song, man, with this band, it's hard. It's kind of hard to pick favorite songs because they're so deep that I'm like, yes, I enjoy it, but now it has me thinking, right? There's a lot of thoughts that go on. Like the Weather stands out to me, is my gut instinct, because it's probably the tune that I could listen to more consecutively. I could play this song back to back to back and be like, oh yes, nice. And some riffs on there, some melodies. I like it, and how it's a little bit more. It is talking about how cloudy the weather is and how you're feeling kind of down. But in terms of like the music, it's just like, man, I like their more upbeat songs, right? Compared to the ones that go into like a darker place, or a place of like you have to now think about how you're gonna solve whatever problem it's talking about, or it makes you ponder. And when you ponder, then you kind of have to stop everything around you, right? If you're going deep into something, then you're just like, okay, let me figure this out. But others are more like easygoing, and I enjoy those as well. So yeah, there you have it, guys. It is my reaction to the full album. Thank you so much, Raimundo, for the coffee and the support. If everyone else has more suggestions, maybe I can go back to the first albums, or anything else from Natalie. So stay tuned, subscribe, and at the end, do a flip. Till the next.